reaching. Had to cut off some folk that were really leeching. When I look back, I was really tweaking. But now I do me and you doing you. Better move out my way when I'm coming through. They gon' hate when I pull up in Bentley Coupe. Got my brother beside me, he got it too. Better watch what you say, cause it really shoot. Feel what they talking, I did to you. I just stay in my lane and I stick and move. You can't break this point.
Know your why. Know your why. Know why you are joining the military. Okay? Be super clear on your why. I cannot stress this enough because it's critical. Know your why and also consider, are there other options and avenues to get to where I'm trying to go? I promise you the answer is yes. So you have to be very sure that this is what you want and it's going to fulfill you in the way that you expect. My experience. So far, I am still in TRADOC, which means I'm still at a training installation. I will not share where, but if you happen to know or happen to find out, that's okay. But I'm not going to say on camera like where I am. But if you happen to figure it out or follow me on some other type of, social media platform, and you're here, hit me up. It'll be cool to meet you guys and maybe feature you in a video or whatever. But anyway, know your why. Okay. I'll share a little bit about my why without going into too much detail because I can do that in another video. My why was I have aspirations of possibly serving our country in other ways, in higher levels of government, not necessarily being a politician, but I have desires and aspirations to serve the United States government in different ways. I saw the Army as a way of understanding what it takes to lead soldiers, what it takes to participate, fight, possibly defend our country. But all of that experience and all of that desire is to a certain end. And so what I had to face once I got to basic training and you're stripped of everything is, damn, there were at least 3 other ways, 4 other ways, 5 other ways I could have gotten to that end without coming to the Army, without joining the military. That's something that you have to think about. Sometimes when you're in a bind, I wasn't necessarily in a bind, but I had made some decisions and had come to some conclusions about my life and what I wanted for it. I don't regret my decision to join. However, I would have done things very differently. So it's important to know why you're here, to know why you're here, and to consider, are there other avenues to get to where I'm trying to go without putting myself through the craziness of basic training? Can you do it? Can you graduate basic training on time as an older person? Absolutely. That shit was terrible. I'm going to do a separate video on basic training because that shit was horrible. It had its moments, but I did not enjoy it. And there are some people who loved it. Like, it was fun for them. But I will also explain why and the difference between me and them. Separate video, I promise, is coming because I have so much to say. But this video, again, is really geared towards people who are attempting to make the decision and like really understanding sort of the nuances and like the small things that have a big impact on your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state. Know your why and really like write it out. Get a sheet of paper. This is the reason why I'm joining X branch. List out your reason and then create a separate column to determine what other avenues you could potentially take to get to your desired end. The exercise it may take a little time, it could be a little tedious, but I promise you, it is worth it. It's worth it. So, know your why, determine if your why is worth coming here, and then make the decision to visit a recruiter. I am your pre-recruiter video. If you are 30 plus, let me be your pre-recruiter video. And that's probably what I'm going to title this. Yeah. Are you an ageist? Do you have an issue with people who are younger than you telling you what the F to do? If so, you might want to stick around again. Okay. I am not an ageist. My drill sergeants, both of my drill sergeants were younger than me. My drill sergeant was 24 years old. She was bad though. So Drill Sergeant B, if you happen to come across this video, just know that you one of the baddest 24-year-olds I've ever met in my entire life. Mean that wholeheartedly. Like, she's a bad chick. And like, she earns her title. So she's like one bad female. So she was 24. My other drill sergeant was 30. He's now a senior drill sergeant. I mean, he was 30 at the time that I was going through basic training. So if you have a problem with, in some ways, children telling you what to do, you might not want to do this. You might not want to do this. You may want to consider doing something else with your life. Because the reality is, we are the minority in the military. Period. Doesn't matter which branch. It doesn't matter. Air Force, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard. Doesn't matter. We, 30 older, 30 plus, we are the minority. So you are bound to have a child sometimes in charge of you, telling you what to do, telling you what the best idea is. And you will know that they are dead ass wrong. And not that if you're older, you automatically know the right thing, right? It's not that because you're older, you have the best idea. But sometimes life and life experience is extremely valuable in determining what route is the best route to take. However, when you are not in charge, your voice does not matter. Your idea doesn't matter. Your thought doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You have to do what you were told to do. Period. Point blank. Can you handle that? What I'll tell you is the shit is hard and it takes some getting used to. Okay? It takes some getting used to. So I'm going to do a separate video on my basic training experience. Again, but can you handle it? Honestly, do some self-reflection and ask yourself, can you handle it? This is a quick tidbit on these knuckleheads. Stuck with them.